Okay, here is a situation. Suppose you're at the dorm and you are going to get some meal plans, right? First, you have to pay a membership fee. So that's the initial cost. And then for each meal that you get, you have to pay the price for that as well. And the idea is that suppose we are given 80 meals to be $1,050. But if you have 120 meals, that will cost you $1,400. We are going to first write a linear function and talk about the slope and also the y-intercept. So have a look. Because we usually like to talk about price per meal, price per whatever, right? So this right here will be the x, this right here for the y. So for this right here, I'll just write down, first we will have 80, comma, 1050. Again, this is the first x value, so x1, and likewise this is y1. And then for the second one, we have 120, and this is 1400 or 1400, of course. This right here, x1, 2, y2. And then, of course, to write a linear function, we always have to get the slope first and then use the slope and the point slope form, right? So go ahead, slope m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So that's the slope formula we have to remember. Go ahead and throw in the numbers. Here, 182 is 1400 minus y1 is 1050. And then this right here is 120 for the x2, and then minus x1 is 80, right? And then of course, just go ahead and work that out. On the top, when you do this minus that, we get 350. On the bottom, when we work this out, we get 40. And in our situation, because we're talking about money, so it's a good idea to use decimals. So when you divide, use decimals, you will end up with 875, right? 8.75, like that. So that's the slope. Next, we are going to use the point slope form of a line, namely y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And let's go ahead and just set this up. Y is y minus y1 is the 1050, right? 1050. And then this is equal to, m is equal to that, 8.75 times x, and then minus x1 is 80. So this is what we have, right? Okay, let's go ahead and distribute the 8.75 and then just continue as our usual business. Y minus 1050 equals this times that, which is 8.75x. And next, this times that is minus, let's see, $700. Yes. Yeah. All right, so minus 700. And then let's go ahead and add 1050 on both sides. Add 1050 on both sides so they cancel. And then finally, we will have y by itself, and that's equal to, this right here is 8.75x. This plus that, we get plus 350, and we are done. This right here is the linear function for our situation here. However, the question is also asking us to describe what the slope means, right? And again, this right here is the slope. I'll just write it down. The m is equal to 8.75. But remember, in a situation like this, the slope is the rate of change. And because we're talking about the meals, right? This right here is the price per meal. So $8.75 per meal. Not so bad in my opinion, right? Not so bad. Now, this right here is the y-intercept. So I will just tell you the y-intercept is 350. And what does this mean? Well, in this situation here, this is our membership fee that we have to pay before we can actually get into the cafeteria, right? So you can just imagine this is like Costco because you have to first pay the fee, right? The membership fee first in order to go in there. But once you're in the Costco, you have to, of course, pay for the things that you buy, the items, all that stuff. So same idea. Now, for the second part, how many meals can we get if we only have $910, right? So I make a typo in the handout. It's supposed to be $910. If you see the handout is 920, just change that to 910. Anyway though, this right here is the price, and remember X, it's a number of meals. So let me just remind you guys, this right here is X and the price is the Y, yeah? So whenever we're talking about the price, this right here will be for the Y. That means I just have to put the 910 right here, right, $910. That's equal to this, which is 875x, and then plus 350. And then we'll just continue. Let's go ahead, minus 350, so they cancel, and then minus 350, and let's see what we have. Here, we get 8.75x, and this right here, when we subtract, we will end up with, let's see, 6, and then 5. Yeah, 560. Yes. Right, 560. Yes. And then, finally, we can just divide both sides by 875. Divide both sides by 875. So that this and that will cancel. And of course, just work that out. In the end, we get x is equal to, just use your calculator or so. And this right here, I believe is 64. Right? So when we're talking about the x right here, this means the number of meals that we can have. Well, in this case, that means we can only get 64 meals, right? If we only have $910. Anyway, so this right here is it.